Okay, that should be good. Okay, so hey guys, what's up? It's Cole, and I figured given the heated discourse that we have over Party Finder and Ultimate Rating, I am going to do a very candid video. I'm going to be very honest in this, probably too honest. People are going to probably cancel me on Twitter. But, yeah. My experience with Party Finder is long and vast. Obviously, I've done static rating, I've led statics. Last year, I did both static as my main thing, and then I also did Party Finder because Futures Rerun Ultimate, even during the media tour, I was like, yo, you know what? I want to do the lesbian Ultimate. Ryan and Gaia. Damn it. I had to. So I went ahead and I made sure that I got the week 1 clear and just farmed out all the weapons because that was such a goal that I had for like such a long period of time that I was like, yo, you know what, you're gonna make that shit happen no matter what. And I did. Obviously I didn't screw the group out of loot. We'll talk about that later in the video, and a bunch of static complication stuff that I'll try and timestamp this video after the fact because obviously I'm using a new system. Then obviously Fru came out. I fully progged it in Party Finder, as well as did re-clears, including clears without a Pictomancer. Obviously Pictomancer was nerfed, but I cleared it before that nerf with Black Mage, and super stoked about that. Super like, yes, I got it, but yeah, I got that. Oh, yeah, I have all the figure tracking, by the way. Although we could do something, but you didn't see that. Not at all. But, so, PF, the first thing I want to say is PF has expectations. You go and then you see in the description what's going on. Sometimes it's unintelligible, but the fact is, if it's unintelligible, you probably should be doing a little bit of research and digging into it and figuring out what that means. M7S 1/3 TF 2 locked. That's the current strategies, and what that means is phase 1 and 3 is going to be Toxic Friends, and phase 2 is going to be Locked Seeds. Week 1, I was doing Billy Seeds. Worked out great. I have no complaints. Locked Seeds was even easier. I really have no complaints. But the fact of the matter is that when you have that PF description, you're basically making I don't want to say like a contractual obligation, but like everyone there knows what the strategies are meant to be and the expectations of the group. And that's kind of what it is. And if it's a clear group, if it's a prog group, it's going to be very clear in its expectations. And the real matter of the fact is everyone there should be there with that goal. And the general expectation of Party Finder is that you're going to be showing up ready, prepared, that you're not going to be surprised at, hey, what's a Locked Seeds? Well, buddy, we're literally on an enraged group. What are you talking about? And that doesn't make the group a jerk. It's just like a static. A static should be recruiting to meet their goals. And if you recruit someone who does not match those goals and is a sandbag of the static, which I think is such a condescending fucking term, like, if someone's a sandbag in the static, you probably have recruitment issues, buddy. But, big recruitment issues, and that's the leader's fault. That's not the sandbag's fault. Big fucking difference. But, my point is that there's expectations and you just meet them. Now let's talk about Prog Point Liars, which is an issue that's really overblown. I think in all my Prog time, I've only had like 2 genuine Prog Point Liars. And so let's take M7S Locked Seeds. If you're in the group that's meant to be huddled in around the boss and that you're off in fucking Narnia, it's going to be obvious to everyone that you're like, whoa, buddy. And this was me too, because I was learning Locked Seeds for the first time, what was it, last week? And so, hey, that was me. But not that it was Prog Point lying, I just, the group had expectations and they're like, we're doing Locked Seeds, it doesn't matter if you've never done it, we'll coach you through it. And so, but you get my point. But the point is, look, if you're a Prog Point liar, you're not really fooling anyone, especially like on Fru like Diamond Dust. And I remember like phase 4, and someone was just wiping us wipe after wipe after wipe on Diamond Dust, and it's like, in Party Finder, I think everyone has the expectation that, yeah, we accept like sometimes you're gonna have a bad pull, sometimes shit's not gonna go the way that you want it to go. Like that's a fair, reasonable expectation, and most of Party Finder is not gonna be a one wipe disband. I've had those happen, but so rarely, and it cannot emphasize this is like majorly overblown. So don't don't like don't think that. But most PF groups are going to be like generally like I've seen like even like full food. Generally that's what they go for, and if it's obviously a really good group, I've seen full entire lockouts. Even with this recent Savage share, I've seen entire lockouts, which has been really good. But further from there, so we've set that PF has expectations. Yeah, there's prog point liars. They're weeded out really quickly. Another thing is people who are just not progging as fast as the group. This is something that's really good about PF. It's a major advantage is that you can just reform the group, or maybe someone who's maybe needing a little bit more time on something, which again, there's no shame on it. That person can just stick in, say, like a light rampant group and like figure that out. And again, there's no shame in being in your prog point. And to make a gym analogy, I myself am at about 190 on my bench press, which I know a lot of people bench more. I'm still just getting back into it. It's only been what 7-8 months, something like that. But I'm so close to 2 plates that a lot of people at the gym would be like, hey, why don't you just throw on those 2 plates? It made a 3. I bid 2 plates and hit 215. And for me, I was like, I don't want to do that because, like, first of all, I'm gonna like maybe even injure myself like really bad, like pec tear, maybe like the joints can't keep up. I can't go that high. Mind you, I've done like 190 for like 5 or 7 reps in a row across like one set. Like, I mean, like 5 to 7 reps. But like the point is that would be going ahead of where I'm supposed to be, and that wouldn't be beneficial to me in the long run. It probably would hurt me really bad, or I'd get pinned under the bar, a host of other shit. And even though you could roll it on your legs, and I digress. But there's no issue with progging at your particular prog point, and I think that we as a community really need to emphasize that, because where you're at is where you're at, and that's fine, and don't overthink it. But also the inverse is true. If you're in like a PF group and you are fully understanding what you're supposed to do, you're not prog point lying if you're going from diamond dust to the next mechanic. Like, that's not prog point lying. You get what you're supposed to do, you get the mitts and that. And to that end, I suppose I could even talk about how I personally prepared for like Fru in terms of Party Finder, because I think that might actually help people. So Barrier Healer, obviously you need to worry a lot about mitts. So there was a sheet called FMBG, Free Mitt But Good, and that just became over time generally the PF standard. And so I would learn the raid plan, I'd bring that in, and then I'd learn the mitt plan, and then I'd weave them together. Oh, my one hand isn't agreeing. And then I would actually, during prog, like experience the two being combined together. And really that's kind of what my actual prog was developing the muscle memory, developing the intuition, relating the mechanics to the mitigations, such as, hey, during this I know that I need to spread low. And I'd even posit at this point that when I'm doing re-clears, probably the worst thing for me is for me to ever think. Like, you want me to genuinely be brain off and just autopilot, because my fingers and muscles and just my intuition knows the spreadsheet, whereas I couldn't really describe it other than maybe Seraph for mirror and splitting of constellations, but you get my point. But going into there, that's really what I did. I knew the raid plan. Oh yeah, and simulators. Like, I would absolutely use simulators, and then I'd practice that, obviously, in the simulator, and then I'd bring all that knowledge, just clump it together, and wham, there, you have my prog. Oops, as I hit my little screen. Shit. But, it really wasn't more complicated than that. And I think a lot of people overcomplicate it, and they make, like, a whole host of excuses, and reality is, at the end of the day, it's not that complicated. And you're so worried about prog point lies, you're so worried about this or that, just shut the fuck up. Learn the raid plan, go in with a group at your prog point with the same expectation and the same strategies, and just do the thing. It doesn't need to be more complicated than that. And I think that people way overblow it. It's just like, and PF toxicity, so we recently had Chaotic Alliance raid, and it was dog shit. I love the mechanics of it. I like that it needed Asuna. I like that it used rescue. There's a lot of things I could compliment in it, but like, holy fucking shit. It was dog shit. Even in the Discord servers, dog shit. You can't tell me otherwise. Like, I farmed out the entire thing. I didn't have RNG for my mount. I farmed out the entire mount with those Cloud Dark Demi Material, whatever the fuck they were called. And it was ass. It sucked. Because, yeah, in that, with like 24 different people, one person would leave, then you'd have to remake it because the content was made really for 24 people. But I've yet to see a strategy or hear about a strategy where you could clear it with like the minimum number of players in the instance, which I think is unfortunate because like World of Warcraft has heroic, obviously. We're getting into chaotic discussion. Point is, it's very different than chaotic when you're doing ultimate raiding or savage raiding. You can't compare that experience. You just can't. Like, it's been totally different for me. Obviously, there's some one pull disband shit, but generally it's like what I said before, it'll be like a food or longer. Where do I even go from this is I think that, and this will get a little bit ranty, but like there's a lot of people that I talk to and like genuinely, oops, my screen, but genuinely they're like in a static, and like this static is actually dog shit. Like the static truly is not a fit for them, or they're not a fit for statics, and they're just like in a group with 7 other people, or sometimes more. Sometimes they have like a bench. That does happen. But no one talks outside of raid. No one's participating. No one's sending beautiful furry art to another. I'm such a dumb fucker saying that. But like these people don't give a shit about each other. Like they're not there to make friends. It's just like that horrible music video. I'm not here to make friends. I'm just like, fuck, why the fuck are you even playing this game? Like, I digress, but God, that Sam Smith song just, it's like the antithesis of everything, man. I'm like, yuck. But like, you're showing up to this raid. Sometimes people are like half an hour late. Sometimes they're chronically late. Like, I've been in statics where someone's always late, and it's just disrespectful to the group. It's just like, you're having me there twiddle my thumbs for like half an hour, and like this is like the 5th time in a row, and it's like at that point, like what the fuck, it's just disrespectful. But further from that, it's just like even during the raid, you might be progging quicker, and again, you might be progging slower, which again, no shame in doing that. Like, I'm so sick of this weird shame culture where it's like, shut the fuck up. You're at whatever prog point you're at until you get it, then you move on. Stop overcomplicating it. Stop involving this drama. Like, it's so stupid. Like, that's my honest opinion. But people will sometimes, like, I'll give this advice about, like, have you even thought about why you're with the static? Because they're not wanting to be your friends. The prog isn't going great. You're not having fun. Like, at that point, I dare I even say the elitist thing of, like, bro, why are you even doing this to you? Like, you're not enjoying yourself. Like, you don't need to do this. It's like the people that are like, cosmic exploration's ruining my soul. I hate cosmic exploration. Then I'm like, why the fuck are you in there then? I'm sorry. Someone needs to say it and be like, so why are you here? Like, if you're not enjoying it, like, I don't know. And then some people, and maybe this is me thinking too much, maybe this is me being too non-egoist and too open, but it's just like some people will be like, well, you have had critiques about the game and you're still here. Well, because there's shit in the game that I do like, but I released that video on Valentine's Day, February 14th, and people really didn't like that video. Because, yeah, I was literally talking about toxic positivity, and there's a lot of shit that I do like, but there's also a massive lack of casual content. There's a lot of homogenization, so let me be more clear. Did you see a bitch make a video on Concord? No, because I don't give a fuck about that game. Did you see me make a video on Assassin's Creed Shadows? No, because fuck that game. I love this game, and when I raise criticism about it, it's because I really want to see it improve. I do think that Scholar should be doing more than Boyle, but you get my point. This is meant to be me talking about PF, and here we got to that. It's just me saying, in general, unless you are truly enjoying something, maybe you should reassess if you want to even be in a static. Maybe you shouldn't even do the Savage tier. Maybe you should take a break, come back later. And that's a big thing with statics, and that's something that I also see a lot, and like on subreddits and stuff like that, is like people being like, hey, what about this or what about that? Like, you need to make the assessment for yourself. You can't, like, no one can make that choice but you. If no one wants you around, no one gives a fuck you exist, the prog isn't going good, I say go to PF. That's what I'm going to say every time when you present me with that shit. Like, if you want to do the tier, you're self-motivated, you're a self-learner, which everyone should be. Like, there are very few statics where the leader is literally going to spoon-feed the baby. I don't know many. You're going to need to learn that raid plan and show up just like you would in PF. So, at that point, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? So... again, this cycles back to I don't get the hate that PF gets. Another thing is job choice. Pictomancer obviously in Frug was a big exception. Don't think I'm ignoring that. But overwhelmingly, when it comes to PF, it's really plug and play. Show up on whatever DPS you want. Yes, that includes machinist. Tombstone.gg actually acts as an amazing source of record keeping. So when I tell you my first clears of like 6 and 7 had a machinist in it, you can't tell me I'm a lying sack of shit. Look it up. And then all these people were talking about, oh, people are logging out machinists out of success groups, and that's because the leader's a fucking moron. I almost used a very much more hard word there. But I think that that's a deserved word, but I shouldn't say it on YouTube. But they're that. Because it's like, even on ads, it's just like, it's called cleave maxing. That doesn't mean just doing AoE maxing. It means you're trying to, like, cleave, which is a newer concept in 14, and sadly, ads phase has been largely trivialized because of gear. But, I really hope that didn't pick up. But, basically, the machinist can focus down their targets a lot easier, whereas a dancer or a bard's really distributing their damage across the group, like buffing others. So, like, a machinist was not an issue. I did not have a machinist issue at all. But, like, unfortunately, this stereotype gets propagated around, and then you do see some group leaders ignorantly, like, lock it out. But, again, I cannot emphasize enough, like, these jobs are plug and play. And with PF, maybe that's even more of a relevant point, is it's like, I don't give a shit what you play. Like, unless you're red mage and you can, like, burn us through prog, like M7S with a red mage, holy shit, that was so much quicker. But, like, I don't really care. Like, it's like, if you're on summoner, if you're on black mage, if you're blah, like, it's so plug and play. Like, show up, know your rotation, know what you're doing. And people say the same about Berry Healer. You think someone actually gives that much of a shit if you're a Scholar or a Sage? Maybe some people do, because they really want expedient, but we're getting down the rabbit hole. Generally, people don't care. And in Party Finder, really, people don't care. It's so plug and play. Like, do you need a Viper for M6S ads? No, you don't. I have gone without Viper. Do you need to block every summoner that you see? No. I mean, even if you... Okay, so I don't know how hard it would be to find, but even on Tombstone.gg, there was a almost clear, almost like a thread, a painful thread away from a clear that I got with no Picto, no Black Mage, and instead a Summoner. Not bullshit. Not bullshit. Now, I don't know how hard that would be to find, but, like, I swear, there was, like, a Lalafell Summoner. I think they were a Lalafell. And we took them, and we almost got them the free clear. And this is before the Picto thing, and, whatever, patch we're on, 7.2. So, again, I cannot emphasize, I do practice what I preach. I don't give a shit. Know your rotation, know your mechanics, and do it well. That's about it. And that's probably why I liked M7S, was because it was, really like an execution check. And so, like, the mechanics, I'm going to be honest, they were a little boring compared to 5 and 6. 6 was such a breath of fresh air. I love ads phase. I stand by that. Unfortunately, it's been nerfed very heavily due to gear. It was really fun. But, I don't know. it was just an interesting spin on things, I suppose, just to have an execution check. Because a red mage could literally drag your ass all the way to enrage. Like, seriously, it could. But, what else could I say about PF? Blacklist. 2 ways to get on a blacklist, and that this is really overemphasized. How do you get on a blacklist? First of all, be a fucking twat. No one wants to deal with an asshole. You'll be blacklisted. Doesn't matter how good you are. No. You think your 95 percentile parse is going to save you? Nope. You're fucked if you're a twat. No one wants to deal with that. And there's so many people in the raid scene that, by all means, like, chances are no one will even run into one another. So it's just like, congrats, like, you're an asshole, fuck off. That's generally the attitude. It's just like the same thing as, like, and again, this is not me trying to call out anyone, but someone's gonna be like, you're trying to cause drama. Not calling out it. Oops, I'm turning around. Maybe that's for the best. But oops, I'm losing control over my screen. But basically, it makes statements like all ultimate raiders or all PF. It's just like, do you know how many people are in PF? Like, there's a whole ton. And so, like, making any general statements about it is like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? It's very ignorant, it's very stupid, and very false, because it's just like to say, hey, all ultimate raiders are this or that. It's just like, what? Ultimate PF is like what? It's just really silly. But the second thing, my apologies, to get you on a blacklist, sorry. Oh my god, track 2 fingers, sorry, I'm still getting used to this. But the oh my god, it's getting worse. I'm not gonna even try. But it was working last night. But please don't clip that out of context. But the second thing to get on a blacklist is to literally, like, PF prog lie. And that's like I personally don't really blacklist anyone. I'm too lazy. Like, my blacklist is literally empty. Like, I literally could take a in-game screenshot right now. I'm not gonna do it because, like, obviously I'm more worried about doing this video. But, like, and my blacklist is, like, empty. My mute list is, like, empty. I didn't even enter any filter words. It's like if someone says something stupid, I want to see it in full color, just for even my records. But I suppose from there, by extension, it's like the way that it's really over embellished is way too much. It's just like the way that you do get blacklisted is really those 2 ways. I've heard some people, like, do other things, but they're so fringe. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna blacklist this person who's not even in my group, or something like that. I'm gonna blacklist a Lullafell. Like, it's really fringe, really weird shit. And if someone's gonna do that to you, like, do you seriously want to spend the time with them in a group? For me, no. Maybe that makes me a bitch, bastard, whatever word you want to use. But if someone's gonna be that immature and stupid, it's like, oh, I don't want to braid with them because they play Rothgar. Well, fuck yourself. Like, am I supposed to care? I'll find someone else that'll play with me. Ooh, scary. That's the truth. It's just like, and that's why, again, saying that everyone in the ultimate rating community is the same, or everyone in PF is the same, it's just like, it just comes across as profoundly ignorant. Because there's just so many different people there, so many different backgrounds, so many different experiences, that it's like, like, what the fuck are you even saying? Everyone is like, huh? You have a few bad experiences with a few bad apples. Just fucking remove them. Like, maybe you should be using the blacklist. I cannot emphasize, I've done thousands of PF polls, and I can only think about like 20 PF prog liars or like bad experiences. Like, unless we include chaotic. Chaotic was dog shit. Cannot emphasize that as a PF experience was just, even on the Discords though, like, I cannot emphasize wild. I think that was about it. I think maybe I should do a summary. So basically in PF, You show up prepared. You know what the description is. You know what the goal is. You find 7 other motherfuckers that have the same goal as you, and you just do your thing. Like, me on Barrier Healer, I'm going to do the same mitts. I'm going to stay on the same spots. Don't really care what DPS you're on. Obviously, yes, I would prefer more mitts. I'm thinking phase 4 Mourn of Fa before Crystallized Time. I would like a little bit more mitts there because I've noticed that sometimes it can get a little dicey, but again, it's never really been an issue. It gets a little dicey, it gets a little close, but it's usually not an issue unless multiple others like fuck it up. But I've never I just show up, I know what I'm gonna do, and I do it. Is that crazy to say? Like, I mean, I'm trying to think right now on the fly, like, am I the one with cognitive dissonance? Am I the one that's expectations doesn't match up? Because, like, you hear all this discourse and all this bitching, and I'm like, am I the weird one? I mean, obviously. Oh, I couldn't even point at it. I mean, obviously. But I digress. But I know I am. But in some ways. But in this instance, I don't know if I'm fully off my rocker. And then, like, because if I think about it, it's like, is it because I'm a content creator and have, like, all these tens of thousands of, like, subscribers or whatever? No. Because, like, I don't even raid usually under my name. Like, it's just like, oh, God. We're deep enough in the video. We're gonna start a little bit of a fire. Like, there's someone with a very loose orifice who has said, I bet you want my loose. Did you see me with them? And if you don't know who I'm talking about, but did you see me raid with them? No, you did not. Did you see me raid with any other content creator or anything like that? No, you did not. I called upon no one, no friends, no personal connections, nada. And maybe that sounds really bleak because you're gonna be like, oh, well, he's just a loner. I'm a lone wolf. Single, ready to mingle. That'd probably be the one way you'd get me into static, would be like, hey, look at me, I'm big and buff, and look at my giant derriere. And I'd be like, you know, maybe static's not so bad. The shit that I say. This is the shit that I normally edit out. I'm sorry. But hey, if you're a big dude with a beard and a big butt, I would probably try your style. For the worst reason. Oh my god. The fucked up thing is, it is so true. If your ass eclipses the sun, baby, I am ready. Okay, canceled on Twitter. Guaranteed. But back to the point is, was it because of my name and content creation? It's tens of thousands of people and however fucking billions of viewers. Literally, the channel's actually gotten millions of views. Like, that's actually not cap, which is like crazy. But is it because of that? Because of my content creator? I don't think so. Because it's like, I don't even, I very rarely, like, it's not, I'm not gonna stop myself from doing a PF. Like, if there's not another group, I'm gonna put out my own PF. And especially on healer, like, the groups want the healers. They're just like, give me the healer right now. And I'm like, yes, score, easy, quick. So I really rarely do it, but obviously if I need to, I will. But I don't like call up people and I'm like, oh my god, bitch, we're gonna do a collab. Boots the house down, my man. Like, I don't do that shit. You should know that by now. If you watch my channel for any period of time, I just, not that I'm opposed to it, but like, and like, yeah, there's lots of content creators that I talk to behind the scenes. I'm also not gonna name drop them because that's fucking cringe. But you never know who talks to who, and you'd be maybe surprised with some. But actually, some people would be surprised with some. But I don't think my experience in PF is unique, is what I'm really trying to get at, because I'm trying to check myself on the fly, like, is my PF experience somehow unique? Because literally it boils down to know the strat, go into the group with the same goal, don't fuck around, don't be like an asshole, be positive, have a good outlook, be friendly. It's worked out great. Like, I suppose if I'm gonna elaborate a little bit on PF is, obviously I've encountered literally a bunch of people. Oh, however big of a number. Oh god, that's scary to think about. I don't want to think about that anymore. But there's been a lot that have reached out to me, and obviously it wasn't like a world first, like the #1 group or anything like that. But like, there's been people that were like inviting me for like, hey, for the next Savage tier, which is the one that we're currently on, the 2nd tier. Do you want to? They met me in Fru, Futures Arena Ultimate with Reen and Gay. They were like, do you want to join our world first group as like a healer or something? We'll give you pure, we'll give you beer, like, I don't give a fuck, like our healer flex. And that wasn't like a one-time thing, like that kept happening. And obviously me as world first raider, no. I can't see it. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, you have such an ego. I'm like, have you even talked to me? No. Like, I'm not a world first raider. But, you meet a lot of people. And a lot of people, if you leave a positive impression, like, if you're friendly, if you're there, if you're present, if you know what you're doing, and you're not fucking up people, and maybe you help recover from mistakes. Like, say my co-healer dies, and then I pull off some neat tricks. I had to obviously do that a few times, but that's normal prog. That's normal prog. PF or not, that's normal. Like, you try and do whatever it takes to get everyone the best prog experiences you can. Like, there I kind of view my role as not just my own prog, but also to facilitate the prog of others. So it's not like my co-healer is going to die, I'm going to be like, I'm going to do just a mid-sheet, you motherfucker. That would be... I'm sure many do it, but I don't. But that leaves an impression. And then you have those people contact you and be like, hey, add me on Discord or add me in game. My friends list, because it's still somehow a 200 limit, is a fucking nightmare. So it's just like Discord's always preferred. And then you meet people that way. And then you get invited to shit. And sometimes you get people inviting you to other groups. Obviously, linkshells, crossword linkshells, shit like that. So I suppose that's like the flip side of PF, is you get to meet a whole lot of people, and maybe that's an interesting twist on it. It's just like, hey, your static currently doesn't give a fuck you exist. Why don't you try PF? You might actually get people who appreciate that you are a living, breathing entity. Yes, we went full circle. I didn't even plan for that, but it's kind of true, because it's like, if you're with a group of people that doesn't give a fuck you exist, why are you there? I know I said that before, but like, you could go out there, meet other people, and maybe find your people that way. I mean, not that I was going into PF for that, like, my people. Maybe that's how I'm gonna find the dude with a giant butt. I'm gonna go into PF and I'm gonna be like, PF, what is the goal of this PF? My goal is to meet men with giant glutes, big biceps, and them to give me uppies. I'm canceling myself. Fuck it. But to put a bow on it, PF, show up prepared. Join a group with the same expectations. Don't be an asshole. And have fun. Because if you're not having fun, I genuinely think... Stop. It should be fun. And I think people overcomplicate this shit way too much. And again, I don't think that my experience is unique. I don't think it's because I'm a content creator. I don't think it's because of any of this shit. Because I literally... I don't leverage any of it. Especially given real life things, I haven't had enough time to even keep up a lot of those connections. Like, my dad literally had prostate cancer that we knew about in December. Finally had the surgery last week. He is finally home. So to say that it has not been the top of my concerns might be an understatement. It has been very fucking low, if I'm honest. But this PF discourse and saying, all Ultimate Raiders, all Ultimate PF, bitch, I have not talked to all Ultimate Raiders. My god, do you know the long list of that shit? Bruh. But all of them are going on to Santa Claus's naughty. I had to do that because I see my own fingers in this little screen in front of me, and I'm like, oh my god, the claws. Did you know that this is actually like a shorter version of it? They apparently get longer, and I'm like, oh my god. Could you imagine them? Dad! We're deep enough in the video, I can do stupid shit. Oh god, maybe a little bit too much personality. Usually I edit this shit out, but I'm gonna try not to. I don't know. I'm just a cranky girl. But, what else could I even say on PF? Like, I'm actually trying to think, like... Yeah, I've covered everything I could cover. Show up prepared. Group alignment. Don't be a dick. You'll succeed. And if you don't succeed, reform the group. And if you somehow encounter the same prog point liar, blacklist them. And like, I know I mentioned it in passing before, but like, brother, it is so rare for me to encounter the same person in PF. Like, it's like really, really, really rare. I don't use my blacklist or blacklist. That's all. Don't be a dick to one another. It ain't a dick, girl. You don't need to take it so hard. Oh, I'm so stupid. Okay, this video's over, and now I need to figure out how the fuck I'm gonna get this shit onto YouTube. Please don't hate me. I know for some of you that's gonna be hard. Okay, you, and then close it like boom.